What is going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and welcome back to the Draft League Viabilities. Now, I know last week I made a very stupid mistake. I realize I put in the description I made a mistake, but you motherfuckers just... Oh, he made a mistake. I realize. Thank you for pointing out my mistake. At least now, I know if I make a mistake, I got tons of people that are going to let me know that I made a mistake. So thank you all very much, and I greatly appreciate it. And I hope that you continue to point out how stupid I am throughout this entire series, because we all know I'm not dumb. I'm not the smartest person in the box. I got swept by a Calm Mind Bulky Water type. Twice. In a row. So with that being said, I'm going to try to not make any mistakes this video, and I hope that you guys can appreciate that. If you do, make sure you leave a like. If you're not happy with the video, make sure you show me how unhappy you are with the video by leaving a like for me. It would tear me up if you left a like. So, and if you like the video, leave a like. That would make me so happy if you left a like. So, yeah. And basically today, I'm just going to be talking about a Mega Evolution that goes really well with the Pokemon that I covered earlier in the week, which if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It was a video that went up and got taken down and then went back up where I fixed my mistake, so go check it out. And that Mega is Mega Heracross. Now, I realize that this might not seem like the best combination. However, when you look at the two on paper, you might be a little surprised. Now, this thing hits like a fucking truck. Like, there are few to any switch-ins on this thing. This thing is stupid strong. The only downfall to this thing is that it's so slow, so it'll never sweep through a team unless you run like Sub Swords Dance or Sub Bulk Up. So the reason why I think that this thing matches up so well with Liepard is the fact that Liepard has Prankster Thunderwave. If you see that your opponent has a really bulky team like what I draft, they have one thing that outspeeds this Heracross, you go for the Thunderwave, and then now it outspeeds everything, and then there's hardly any switch-ins to this thing. Along with being able to Encore, set up sweepers with Liepard to just go into this thing and nuke everything, it's really cool. And I don't even really think I have to mention the fact that it gets Skill Link as a move, because it hits so hard. It gets amazing coverage. Like, the things that want to switch into this thing are hit super effectively by this thing in one shape or another. Like, Skill Link in general is just an awesome ability because it has the potential to break sashes, to be able to get crits, to be able to do all this other thing more likely than if you just hit one time. Another thing that I really like about Skill Link with this thing is that it does get Fighting Stab that is affected by Skill Link. And that might seem like a stupid idea to most people because close combat is stronger. However, in League format, if your opponent has like a Garchomp or a Ferrothorn, you don't want to run Arm Thrust, you want to run close combat. However, if you have something that can be outsped, doesn't die to a close combat, it's your last mon, and you want to be able to not get the defense drops but still hit things stupid hard, you can still hit it really hard with a Stab Arm Thrust and be just as happy. And I think that's kind of sort of key with this mon, that you have so many options with it. Overall, though, this thing is just an amazing, bulky, wall breaker, cool thing that I think is very underrated in League format. And while, yes, it does need a little bit of babying because it is quad weak to flying, and so many things get Aerial Ace. Like, I've seen a good buddy of mine, Eric, used Aerial Ace on a Tangrowth to hit a regular Heracross for 4 times super effective. Like, that's just insane, and that's really innovative, and that shows how unique people can get with facing a Heracross. But this thing has some stupid bulk. It has 80 HP, 115 defense, and 105 special defense. So if you're going for like something that isn't super strong but has HP flying, it could live it because it's bulky enough. And if you wanted to, not saying that you should do this or by any means, this can be run as a defensive wall for things that don't have flying stab, don't have flying coverage, don't want to run HP flying and all this other nonsense. Like, for example, Megalopony. The only thing, if you run this thing defensively, the only thing that can 2-hit KO it... Sorry for that little cut there. My camera is still going in and out of focus, and I have no reason why. I need to figure out how to turn this off in OBS. But anyway, if you are running this thing physically defensive and you're facing a Megalopony, it cannot 2-hit KO you, even if it's adamant. That is insane. That's a Megalopony, and that's one of the, in my opinion, the best Megas in draft format. So the fact that you can find ways to where this thing doesn't 2-hit KO you And, fun fact, Arm Thrust just completely obliterates it, even if you don't have any attack investment. So that's awesome to that point, but it's just really cool. A lot of teams also have bulky water types. A bulky water type to a bullet seed is not a bulky water type, to be 100% honest, especially if it's skill link, if you're able to run adamant, if you're able to do all this other cool stuff. I think it would be really awesome. So as I was saying before, this Pokemon does need a little bit of babying because it is so slow. It's like what I said before with Exploud. It's so slow to the point where you kind of sort of need to just kind of hold its hand and baby it across. However, this thing is more versatile. This thing can be a wall if need be. This thing can be super bulky. This thing can be effective under Tailwind. It's able to switch up moves. It has, I don't want to say it has a better move pool than Exploud, because Exploud has an insane coverage of like all the elemental moves and things of that nature, but this thing is just very hard to switch into because it has such a high attack stat. And that's one thing to keep in mind. Like, fairies, they're still not going to enjoy taking hits because of this thing's insane base HP stat. I meant attack. I totally meant attack stat, not HP, because its HP is okay. It's base 80, but its attack stat is base 185. Like, that's stupid. Like, if your opponent has a Clefable, do you realize that a Rock Blast on stab, adamant, has a 0.4% chance to 2-hit KO. That's not a lot, I realize this, but that is still crazy. You get one crit in each of those skill link hits, and that's going to do a shit ton of damage. So this thing is, in my opinion, one of the, if not a top tier wall breaker for things, because it just has so few switch-ins, even resistances. It has the coverage for it. That is what makes this thing very unique in draft format. And I would like to see somebody draft it just to see what they can do with it, because I personally have never seen it used. I personally have never used it. I've just ran the calcs and seen its moveset and seen like the way that it could be used and what would really help it. And as you can see by the video earlier in the week, I think Lipard would really help this thing. Just Prankster Thunderwave, Prankster Encore, being able to U-turn out. Even though it's a fast U-turn, it would kind of sort of be meh. But having a slow U-turner, like Zapdos that I covered before, like Mesprit that I've covered before, all these mons just go so well together. Another thing that really is awesome about like Mesprit and Lipard and Zapdos with this thing is the fact that the things that they're weak to, Mega Heracross resists. It resists fighting, it resists bug, it resists dark, it resists all those things that it's weak to. And while Heracross is weak to flying by 4 times and fire by 4 times, not by 4 times, I'm sorry, is weak to fire and all these other little tiny coverage moves, Zapdos can take the flying pretty well, depending on what it is. If it's Twist Banded Staraptor, that has no switch-ins anyway, but they just all work so well together. That's why I wanted to put these 4 so close together, just because they all do work super well. You have slow U-turn and slow Volt Switch that can be thrown into Heracross. You have Thunder Wave on all 3 mons that can really help it. You have status, you have slow, you have Stealth Rocks, which can help whittle things down to make 2 AKOs, Okos. Like, there's so much with these 4 mons that can help out Mega Heracross that I think this quad core just be really cool together, and I would love to see somebody use this exact setup just to see if I'm as stupid as I made myself look yesterday. I'm not upset about that, by the way. I'm really not. I've had a really shitty past couple days, and it just kind of broke me yesterday. So to anybody that thinks yesterday I was angry at anybody, I was not. Truthfully, from the bottom of my heart, I was not angry at anybody. I love all you guys. I love all the support that my channel has gotten. So it means the world to me that you guys do support this series, and I was just having such a rough day that I cracked. And I do apologize for all that, and I hope that you all can forgive me, but I'm sorry for the little tiny rant. It just kind of sort of happened. And now we're going to get back to one last thing on the viability. Overall, I think that this mon is actually really cool. I think that it's not a top tier mega that I think anybody would go into saying, my team is kind of sort of missing a wall breaker, and I just want Mega Heracross. I'm going to take Mega Heracross. I think it has to be team built around. However, it just does so many things so well as a wall breaking perspective. So I don't really think that it's something that couldn't fit on too many teams. It just needs a team that could support it with slow U-turn, speed control, and things of that nature. Overall, though, I'm actually going to give this Mega a B+, just because of its wall-breaking potential. It has hardly any switch-ins, and that is awesome. Having a Mon that you can just send in and nuke, having a Mon that's bulky enough to take it and be really cool with it is really awesome. Another thing that kind of sort of moved it up in the list for me, say you are in a league that you don't have to Mega Evolve turn 1. Its base form gets Moxie. So if the rest of the team is slower than you, or you can live at least one hit from everything, and you stay in your regular form, go for like an arm thrust, get one hit, get the Moxie, you're looking at a +1 Mega Heracross with base 185 physical attack. GG. Like, you should just click X, turn off your Wi-Fi, whatever. That's game over. Unless you have like an unaware Quagsire. But even then, Bullet Seed, like, that's what I'm saying. Unaware Quagsire. This thing is just so cool with wall breaking. I love Mega Heracross as a Mega. I think it's very cool. I've always liked it. But looking at its usefulness in draft viability, in draft league viabilities and whatnot, it just kind of makes me want to try it out. It makes me want to try out a lot of Megas that I have in mind for this series. But yeah, B+, really cool Mega, really cool wall breaking potential, and I really want to try to use it. And I really want to see somebody use it. So if you use it, link me your channel in the comment section below. I'd love to watch some of the battles and see how it does, and how you guys actually like team built around it and what you use to make it successful. But with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video off there. Again, to whatever you guys saw on Twitter yesterday and all that other stuff, I'm not upset. I'm not mad at anybody. As I said, I love my family in the Pokemon community. I don't have any brothers or sisters. I don't have any friends because I work all the time. So the Pokemon community is kind of sort of where I get a lot of my friends and my family feeling. So I just kind of had a moment where I broke down, and I greatly apologize to anybody who saw it on Twitter, and I hope that you can forgive me. I wasn't really rude to anybody. I was just kind of upset, and I needed to take a break from the social media sites, and I did that after a bit, and I came back, and I was a lot better. I just needed a break. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like down below. Also, make sure to leave a comment with your grade if you've used this thing, what you think of it, and all this other awesomeness about Mega Heracross, because I'm actually really interested with this Pokemon. This is the one that I know hardly anything about, but I have a lot of like fandom for it. So I'd love to know what you guys think about it as well. So with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.